Hello, this is Dan Farisi, Editor-in-Chief with Commercial Integrator. So happy to be joined this afternoon by Justin Shong, who is General Manager with Jupiter. Thanks so much, Justin, for taking some more time to chat with me. It's good to see you again.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate the opportunity. It's always great to chat with you.
So let's talk a bit about the future of work. I think it would be very hard to argue that the hybrid workplace is anything but here to stay for the long term. Work is going to be hybridized, but that does not mean full-time remote, does it? Because there's productivity benefits, there are innovation benefits to being in a communal environment some of the time. So help set the table for this landscape of a hybrid workplace.
Sure. I think that's a question we're all in the AV business and also in the, kind of more general corporate space are wrestling with is, we know we're going to need to go hybrid, right? We know that the days of ordering people back to the office 8 to 5 days a week are gone. And the companies that are trying to do that are having a very difficult time of bringing back their entire workforce. And you still see kind of the great resignation happening and echoing through the economy that's happened over the last year or so. So our feel, and what I'm hearing from a lot of my partners and a lot of smart people in the business is we have to entice people to come back to the office. We can't order them, because if we order them, they're going to go be beet farmers, or they're going to go to a company that lets them work remote, or there's a lot of options, and it's a seller's market in terms of being a job hunter these days. So we have to make them want to come back to the office, because it does give them those productivity gains, because 1 + 1 = 3 when we're working together. And it doesn't when we're working remotely, for all the reasons that we all know about. So how do we get them back in the office? Right. And one of the ways that Jupiter is, and we're just kind of a smaller piece of a bigger answer, is we feel like by giving them the tools that make them feel like the effort they're putting in to come into the office is adding to their productivity. It's helping their team, it's helping their projects, it's helping them personally, because they're learning from their peers and they're growing, and they can, it makes them more marketable in the next job or for the next promotion or as a person. So the tools to be able to pull them back in are, to our mind, the most important thing.
So let's talk about that in-room meeting experience just a bit, because we do, as you say, want to entice people, at least sometimes, to be back in that communal workplace environment. What would you say are some of the characteristics of optimal platforms or best practices to have those kind of meeting room experiences we're going for? And I'm thinking in particular about meeting equity, which I think is really important for collaboration.
That's become the buzzword, right? And there was a time not too long ago in the AV business where it didn't really matter what people on the remote end experienced if they could get the audio. But now we understand that meeting equity is important, and it's important to all of us. And it's important because in that hybrid schedule, you may have, and I'll use a couple examples, product management and marketing may be in the office on different days, right? Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, whatever. Mm-hmm. But those two teams work together extensively. So we want them to be, able to be virtually together even when they're physically apart. And the Jupiter's piece of that, and what we feel is giving them this platform to have that experience in the in-room experience. Our 21:9 aspect ratio PANA family of monitors in different sizes, in both interactive and non-interactive, we feel give people the best experience. It's an immersive experience. It's the best experience from an integration standpoint, because it's a single monitor, single mount, single power supply, single source. And, I think we've been validated by Microsoft with their EMTR guidance coming out recently, where they're suggesting that 21:9 aspect ratio is really the optimum aspect ratio for an EMTR meeting. And, it's bringing back that people plus content that we sort of lost when we took desktop platforms and put them on a monitor on the wall, because as soon as you share content, you lose the faces. In the new paradigm, you still want to have that eye-to-eye contact, just like we're having now, while I'm sharing data. And so that size and form factor gives us the best opportunity to do so. And from an employee standpoint, from the return to work kind of standpoint, it gives them a cool new toy. It's got a little different look. It's got some ergonomics into it to where, people of different heights can get to the top of the monitor and the bottom of the monitor and use all of the pixels and all of the workspace on our interactive versions, and really take advantage of some of the tools that are out there from the collaboration platforms.
It's really interesting in this era how the power has shifted in some ways from employers to employees. And they really do feel like, if I'm going to be coming back to an office space, I want to have technology that's going to suit me, an environment that's going to suit me. As you say, the ergonomics of 21:9 can be very appealing. Kind of the shiny new factor, getting use of all those pixels. It's just kind of a piece with the idea that employees these days are really empowered, and we need to take their needs and their experiences into consideration, don't we?
We do. I mean, it's finally become kind of common knowledge, and I don't know if it's people have realized it or they've become empowered to actually act on it. But as an employer, as a leader in an organization, we've always known that our employees and our coworkers and the folks we have are the most important asset of any company. But for a long time, we never really treated them that way. We told them what to do, where to be, what to do, and what we needed from them, and we gave them the bare minimum. And I think folks are finally realizing the power they have in driving success of any organization, and are, in my opinion, a positive way, kind of pushing back and say, no, if you want us to be really successful, give us the tools, give us the platforms, give us the opportunity to grow and shine, both in terms of, make my specific project work, make my department look better, make me look better, allow me to be, more marketable on the next go round. Whatever it is, it's folks have finally come to the conclusion that they can push back a little bit, and it's good for both sides of the equation.
I think that's exactly right. I do appreciate very much, Justin, you taking some time to chat with me today and informing Commercial Integrators audience. Always a pleasure to chat with you.
Thanks, Dan. I love talking to you too.
So thank you once again to Justin Shong, who is General Manager with Jupiter. My name is Dan Farisi, Editor-in-Chief with Commercial Integrator, and we look forward to having you back on commercialintegrator.com regularly for more great content just like this.